her husband's name is Ree.
Yes.
So she loves everything about kids. So she has a lot of things to say today. And I love the title of the conference. Did you read it? Someone read it. Mac and cheese.
Cookies and milk.
Woo!
Woo!
I like it. So welcome.
Thank you.
And she's so sweet. I barely know you, but I can tell you're every day person.
Oh, love it.
Love Jesus. Thank you.
I do. Thank you. Yes, you've been such a gracious host. I'm so glad you are here tonight. How about that speaker? Are we ready? Game on. I know I am ready with game on. So to get us started, you teach 4-year-olds, right? Or 5-year-olds. So I'd like for us to, because every 4 and 5-year-old teacher needs to have a little energy. They need to have a little excitement. They need to love to move. So look at someone sitting near you and say, do you have some energy? Say, do you have some excitement? Ask them. Say, do you love to move? Because when we are working with 4 and 5-year-olds, do you know what they have? Energy. Do you know what they have? Excitement. Do you know what they love to do? Move. So we got to be ready for them. So stand up where you are, and some of you are going, not the cheesecake. Yes, the cheesecake. Put the cheesecake in your chair. And I apologize, I talk really loud, the microphone's on, but you know what? We're just going to roll with it, right? And we're going to sing a little song. Whoops, not that one. A little song together that I think that you're really going to enjoy. Okay? It's called Deep Down Boogie. Okay? Has anybody heard this song? And so what we're going to do is we're going to boogie a little bit. But you just kind of follow the directions that he'll say as we go. Okay, side to side. Come on, everybody, here we go. Everybody, get your smile on. Woo! Bring it low. Jump around. Jump around. Woo! Now you got to get low. Oh, deep down in my heart, I love Jesus. Deep, oh, deep down, deep down in my heart. Now he's going to ask the question.
Do you love your Jesus? Deep down.
Now you got to answer. Yes, I love my Jesus. Deep down in my heart. Listen to him.
Do you love your Jesus?
Deep down in your heart. Let me hear you. Yes, I love my Jesus. Deep down in my heart. Ready? Here we go. Put your hands up high. Now you bring them down low. Take them back up. Now that's how we roll. Jump around. Jump around. Now we're taking deep down to the house. Deep, oh, deep down, down. I love you, Jesus. Deep, deep, oh, deep down, down. Deep down in my heart. Now he's going to ask you, do you love your Jesus? Then let me hear you say it. Yes, I love my Jesus. Deep down in my heart. Do you love your Jesus? Deep down in your heart. Let me hear you loud. Yes, I love my Jesus. Deep down in my heart. Here we go. Now you bring him down low. Take him back up. Now that's how we roll. Woo! There you go. Come on, get down. Woo! Get down low. Come on, you can do it. Deep, deep, oh, deep down, down. Deep down in my heart. Deep, one more time. Come on, how low can you go? Can you get all the way down? Woo! Deep down in my heart. Hands up high. Now you bring them down low. Take them back up. Now that's how we roll. Woo! Jump! Now we're taking deep down to the house. High, now you bring them down low. Take them back up. Now that's, come on, if you go. Jump, you can do it. This is our midnight madness. Come on, you gotta get a little bit low. Yes. Give your partner a high 10. Yes. Very good. You guys did awesome. You feel a little mad right now? Are you feeling your midnight madness? Because it is time for some midnight madness for 4 and 5-year-olds. Now, you are here in this room for a very special reason. One, because you teach 4 and 5-year-olds. And what you do with 4 and 5-year-olds is super, super, super super mega important. Every Sunday that you're with them, very important. So look at somebody and say, what you do with your 4-year-olds is super mega important. Tell them. However, there's always a however, we're going to take this to the next level. Just like our speaker just said, we're not just going to get in the game to play. We're going to get in the game to what? Win. Okay? Now, if we want to win children to Jesus Christ, if we want to start planting seeds of Bible truth and God's Word in 4-year-old and 5-year-old little hearts, thinking I'm blowing the speakers, y'all, then guess what we have to do? It's not only about the children, but it is about their parents.
It's not this.
And what are you, have you stopped to think about what do I do with these parents that I meet each Sunday at the door? So, game players, are you ready? Here's what we're going to do. First thing, everybody take out a pen. And if you're like me, you may be going, I never use a pen anymore. We're trying to take out my phone. Whatever works for you. But you have a handout, a blue handout. Some of you in the back may not have gotten one. But on the back, thank you, of the paper, I want you to list as many children in your class as you can think of. Okay, so you might think of, okay, Ben, Juan, Alex, Keisha, and just start listing their names. I'm going to give you just a few seconds. Ready, go. Maybe you're a kids minister or the preschool minister. You might just think of some of the children in your ministry. Okay, shout out a few of the names that who do you think of when you think of your children in your classroom? Shepherd. Haven. Charlie. Tate. Gabe. Jane. Camille. Kylie. Derek. Eliana. Grady. Audrey. All right. Each child in your class. Now, here's what I want you to do. Out beside each child's name, I want you to write down their parent's name. I'm going to give you just a few minutes. How many of you are like me and would say, well, I know Camille's mom's name, it's Miss Thompson. Right? I know Tate's dad's name, it's Mr. Brown. How many of you would say, I really don't know the parents' name, be honest, of the children in my classroom? I want to challenge you to say, you know what, in 2017, I am not only going to make disciples of little 4-year-olds, little 5-year-olds, but I am going to make disciples of their moms and their dads. Because, you know, Jesus said, go and make disciples of all nations. And I don't know if anybody's told you this yet, but the children that God has given you for this school year, those are your disciples. Did you know that? Look at somebody and say, you got some disciples. Look at them, tell them. You have got some disciples. God has brought them to you, and the beauty of it is, He brought them to you. And He has given them to you for a whole entire year. To have with you every Sunday. Hopefully they're there every Sunday, right? Most of them are there every other Sunday, statistics show. But you have them for a whole year. What will you do with the children God has given you? But what will you do with the parents God has given you? Because how many children do you have in your class each Sunday? Shout out numbers, 20. 37, bless you. Okay, somebody else. 17. So let's say the average is 20. 20 children with 2 parents. Okay? So you've got 2 parents. Maybe it's a grandparent. Some of you have grandparents that are raising children. It could be a single parent family. But let's just say on average, 2 people that come with that child, that bring that child. So you've got 20 children plus 2 more. How many is that you have to disciple? Woo! That's a lot of disciple making going on, right? So how in the world do we do this? How do we reach parents? How do we disciple parents if we only see them for 2 seconds when they drop off and they say bye-bye? And when they come to pick up, how was Johnny? He was great. Okay, bye-bye. Have a good week. Right? So we may see them for a maximum of 5 minutes. Would you agree? So how do we disciple these families? And truly, should we be discipling these families? Think about it. If you have these children for 1 hour every single Sunday, which you won't have them for every single Sunday, but if you did, that's 52 hours in a year that you have the children. 52 hours. How many days is that? Yeah, a little over 2. So you have the children in your classroom a little over 2 days. Is that very much? No. But the parents have them all of their lives, all year long, when they are in your classroom. So what if you say, this year, I'm going quarterback. I'm going to be the one calling the plays. And this year, the play is going to be, not only am I discipling parents, children, I am discipling parents. Now, you may be thinking, Steph, okay, this is harder than you think. And I want to tell you something. I agree. Okay, I'm the kids minister in our church, and I struggle all the time. How do we train parents? How do we equip parents? How do we do this? Well, I want to give you some tips. So are you ready? The first thing you need to do is you need to understand that all of the parents that come to your class are different. Do you agree? So some of the parents that come to your class, they are like this. They're little hovering Harriets. Okay? And they show up at the door, and they don't want to leave. Oh, Johnny, here, let me leave Johnny. Oh, can I come in the classroom here? I probably need to sit in here with him on the floor. He'll be okay. He's probably going to cry when I leave, you know. And Johnny just going, please, Mama. Right? But she's like, oh, did you get his bag? Did you? And then she leaves, right? She flies away. And then the next thing you know, she's standing in the doorway, looking like this, and you're going, oh. Because she's hovering Harriet. She wants to be loving her baby and make sure her little 4-year-old's okay. Why is she doing this? It may be because she's fearful. Typically, a hovering Harriet is afraid of something. It could be safety. It could be security. It could be something that's happened in the past, an experience that they've had. So when you're talking to a hovering Harriet, you may want to say, tell me, what is most important to you for Johnny to experience in my classroom? And she will probably say, well, I just want him to be safe. I don't want other kids to pick on him because I've been reading a lot on bullying. And I've been studying bullying on the news because I've been seeing all this bullying going on. And she will begin to share a little bit with you. And typically it's because they're fearful. So, how do you handle hovering Harriet? Are you like, get out, lady, fly away? We're crying out loud. We got this. No, we don't do this. We say, I understand. I completely understand, and I want you to know that I will be watching Johnny. I will be paying close attention. And here at Houston Spurs, we make sure that children are kind to each other, loving, and they're developing their social skills. And we will make sure that he is safe and you're meeting that need. Does that make sense? Can you think of one of your parents that's a hovering Harriet? Write their name down beside the word hovering Harriet. Okay? Now, another parent, I like these guys. They come to your class. This is, all I had was a Navy guy, sorry. This is demanding Dawn. And Johnny walks in and is like, Johnny, put your backpack up, listen to your teacher, sit down and listen to the Bible when it's time, and I better get a good report when I come back. Do you know this dad? Yeah, y'all are like, it's so-and-so, it's so-and-so, yes. And they're like, listen, if he gives you any trouble, you text me, you flash my number on that screen, you flash my whole family name on that screen, and I will be down here to take care of this situation. Okay? Because we don't mess around in our family, we follow the rules. He needs to learn how to follow the rules. Okay? Now, do you have a parent like this? You know them because you're laughing. Okay? Now, what do you do with a parent like this? Typically, this parent wants to make sure everything is in control, that everything is in line, that everyone is obeying him, everyone is obeying and following the rules, and that is what is most important to him. So, your responses to parent demanding Dawn, you want them to be short, sweet, and to the point. They really don't even have to be sweet, it's kind of nice. Okay? But they just need to be direct, to the point, non-emotional. Because if you say, oh, we've had such a problem, tell me what he's doing. Okay, that's what he'll say. So you just want to be short, to the point, and share whatever's going on in the classroom with that dad. So let's say the dad picks up, and the Bible story this week was the woman at the well. You look at him and you say, Johnny was excellent today. He heard the story of the woman at the well. Please share that when you get home. He'll be like, son, did you hear the woman at the well? Tell me about your story. I want to hear all about the story. Okay, what was your Bible thought? And he's on it. Okay, because that's demanding Dawn. Do you know one of these parents? Write the name of that parent down on your piece of paper. And this right here is whatever you want, Wilma. Do you know this one? Oh, listen, I'm so sorry. Johnny loves donuts, so I packed him 6 in his backpack, and he's got 2, 1 in each hand. And if you'll just let him sit down over there in group time, he won't bother anybody, I promise you. He'll be so happy. Okay? And you just let him sit there and eat his 6 donuts, and then he'll be just fine. And he doesn't like to sit still. So it's story time, you know, be gentle with him, because he likes to be up and moving. Because we like to have fun at our house, and we like to play, be happy and have a good time. So if you just kind of give him whatever he wants, he'll just fall right in line with you, okay? Now, little Johnny probably winds up kicking someone or hitting someone because he's used to getting what?
Whatever.
Yes, so when mom comes to the door to pick up, and you need to say, oh, today Johnny and I had a great conversation about keeping our hands to ourselves. Her first response is going to be, oh, he always keeps his hands to himself at home. What do you mean he's not keeping his hands to himself? We've never seen him do that at home. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe y'all need to work on something here at church. Okay, come on, Johnny. I got you some Starburst in your backpack. Okay, because that's how she's thinking in her mind. Do you know this parent? Yes. Okay, so how you're going to have to be gracious with this parent, but the best thing you can do for whatever you want Wilma is to help train and equip whatever you want Wilma in how to raise children, how to discipline, positively guide children. Demanding Dawn, that's going to be a little different story. You just want to be short, to the point, encourage him to love and give those hugs, right? The thing that he kind of usually leaves out. But whatever you want Wilma, you're going to help train and equip her to use some positive guidance. So each one of your parents comes with a different parenting style. That's what makes it a challenge. Would you agree or disagree? But here's what I want to encourage you. Okay? Even though they're all different, God has given this child to those parents. Okay? So it's our responsibility to work with the parent to help equip and teach the child about Jesus. Does that make sense? Now, each one of your parents, just like they have a parenting style, they have a different personality. Okay? And you'll see them when they come in. You've got your same one who comes in like, hey, what are you doing today in Bible study? Yes. Can I volunteer to help? Yes. And you say, yes. Could you please say, oh, not today. Okay, yeah, have a good day. You call me. I'll check my calendar. We'll do it. And you call her and you say, can you volunteer next week? Yes. And then she's like, oh, I forgot. I have something going on. How about next week? Okay, do you know this person? Yes, okay. So you need to recognize this type of parent. Maybe this is not the one that you can depend on to bring the glitter or the glue when they're volunteering to sign up to bring different things for your art activity. You also have your lion who comes in, who's in total control, who is all about gold. Son, I hope you have a great day today. You're here to learn about Jesus. I'll be back to pick you up at 2. Do what your teachers say. Have a good day. I love you. Mwah. If you need me, text me, call me, beat me if you want to read. But I'll be in my life group. I'm teaching life groups today, and have a good Sunday. Okay? Do you know this parent? No time for foolishness. They're on a mission. They have a goal. They're dropping off. They're picking up. We're learning the Bible. We're loving Jesus. Okay? Because that's how they're wired. That's their personality type. You have, I love this one. You have little mama perfection. You always know this parent because their child comes in with the perfect outfit on, with the matching bow, the matching socks, the matching shoes, and a necklace, and they're 4 years old. And you're thinking, why is your child wearing James Avery? Right? Because that's how she's wired. Everything is perfect in her world. She likes it perfect. She likes it organized. Her child's backpack is monogrammed, right? This person comes in with a paper sack or a bag from Walmart because they're having a time and they barely made it, but they're here. Okay? We're monogrammed. We have everything labeled. We have an extra change of clothes because that's just how we roll at my house. Okay? Do you know this parent? Yes. But then you also have some of your golden retriever type parents. They're laid back. They're easy going. They're so nice. They're so easy to get along with. And they're so kind. Do you know this parent? Like when they come to the door, you're like, oh, talk to me some more. Right? Because you got all this going on and you're like, oh. Because they're just peaceful people. Okay? So all of your parents come not only with their parenting style, but with a personality style. And then each one of them are at a different stage of parenting. So for example, in my family we have 3 children. Rick and I have Nicole, Tori, and Michael. So if you were Nicole's teacher, Nicole came dressed nice, ready to go, on time, right? Checked her in, talked to the teacher, got to know the teacher, brought snacks every now and then, helped out whatever you needed. Then came Tori. Michael, go check yourself in, get to class, love you, babe. See you after, meet me down at the chapel. And it's like 4, he's 4 years old, right? Okay? Because he's my third, and I'm like, he's got this, he knows what he's doing. Get your sticker, son, you're fine. Okay, good. Thank y'all in there, I'm praying for you. Okay? Because by now he's my third, and if you've got some of these families with, 5 or 6 kids, they're already down, and so you being their Bible study for life teacher or life Bible study teacher, you may not be a top priority, or their child may, all these little details may not be top priority for them because they've already lived this out. So when you look at those names on your list, look and see, is this a first child? Is this a middle child? Is this a last child? And then you'll begin to see why parents react and behave and relate to you the way they do. Does that make sense? Now I want you to get a partner, and I'm going, go ahead, pick your partner. Everybody find a partner. I'm going to give you about 1 minute to discuss one new thought that you've had about relating to parents, or a reminder thought. Ready, set, go. 1 minute. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Anytime you want a child to do something, you sing it. Okay? I could have said, okay, everybody, listen. But I just simply started singing a song, and what happened? Everybody joined in. So in your classroom, anytime you want a child to do something, sing it, and they'll just jump right in and follow you along. So that's your little extra tip for the day. Now here's the last part about relating to parents that I want you to think about. Each one of your parents are on a different part of their journey and their walk with the Lord. Some of your parents don't know Jesus yet, okay? And they may come to the door and they may let a cuss word fly. Okay? Have you had that happen yet? Because they don't realize, oh, people don't cuss in church. Okay? They don't know. Okay? You may have people who, I love the Lord, but my relationship with the Lord is all about church and serving at church. They haven't gotten to a point where their relationship is about me and God, me and Jesus. And that where they are not spending time with Him on their own yet, it's just all about church. Does that make sense? Some of your parents are already to the point where, you know what, I am so in love with Jesus. And my time at church is to serve Him, to serve the body of Christ. And that is what I'm here for, because I love Jesus. And if I have to miss worship services, okay, because I have spent my time with the Lord this week. So you've got all these different parents in their walk with the Lord. So what do you do? We do what Jesus did. What did Jesus do? I love this. And please forgive me that I'm not reading out of my paper Bible, but I can't see my Bible anymore. And I have not surrendered to little glasses yet. So if you'll forgive me, I'm going to read my Bible off my phone. But when I teach with children and when you teach with children, we always have the Bible open and we teach from the Bible. And I say this, we do not teach from a curriculum book. If you are teaching the Bible story from a curriculum book, I love you, love you, love you, but stop. Okay? We cannot do that anymore. You get out that Bible, you hold that Bible open. If you need to have your cheat notes inside your Bible, preachers do it, it's okay. Okay? And you can put your cheat notes inside your Bible. So, but today, I want to just show you how awesome Jesus is and how He deals with people. This is in John chapter 3. Now, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. So what kind of man was this? A leader. A what? A what? A demanding person. He was leading people. He was a ruler. He was a teacher of the Jews. He was knowledgeable about religion. That was great, you guys. Yes. Okay? But this man came to Jesus at night, Nick at night, and said to him, Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from God, for no one can do these signs that you do unless God is with him. So why is he coming to Jesus? Does he fully understand who Jesus is? Is he trying to figure out who Jesus is? And does Jesus say, go to big church and they'll tell you all about it. Head down to the tabernacle, sit in there. There's a guy, he's going to read the scroll to you and you'll get it. Is that what Jesus does? No, right in that moment, he begins to have a conversation with him. Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Now go to church. Is that what he does? No, then Nicodemus says, how can a man be born when he is old? And Jesus has this conversation with Nicodemus at this random time in the middle of the night and explains to him how to have eternal life. Did you know that you have some Nicodemuses, some parents in your class who are Nicodemuses, and they're trying to figure out, okay, who is Jesus? Like, I know who Jesus is. Or, how do I have eternal life? Like, I've heard it, but I'm just not sure yet. Would they come to you? Do they know you well enough? Do they trust you? Do they have a relationship with you so that if they wanted to know how eternal life, their first thought would be, let me go to Michael's teacher. I've seen that stuff that she sends home. I've seen that artwork, and every time it has a Bible thought, and I have it hanging on the refrigerator, and I read that, surely he'll know. He'll know how to. Or I remember that day when he sent home that paper and it had that Bible story, and something on there was about Jesus being a friend. You know what? I bet that teacher would know. Would that parent who needs to know how to have eternal life think of you? Now listen to this, John chapter 4. Now when Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that Jesus was making and baptizing more disciples than John, which who was a Pharisee? Nicodemus, right? He left Judea and he departed for Galilee and had to pass through, who knows, Samaria. So he came to a town of Samaria called Sychar, near the field that Jacob had given to his son Joseph. And Jacob's what? Well was there. Now listen to this. Jesus, wearied as he was from his journey, was sitting beside the well. How was Jesus feeling? Tired. Was he worn out? Now let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel like that on Sunday morning? Woohoo! Right? I'm exhausted. These kids. I got 37 children in here. Right? Oh, when's the next teacher coming? Relief. Okay. Weary from his journey, was sitting by the well, and a woman came to draw water, and Jesus said to her. So who started this conversation? Jesus. Jesus noticed the woman coming up to get a drink of water. Let me ask you a question. Have you noticed the parents coming to the door? Have you taken just a moment to say, hey, how are things going in your life? How are things going in your family? How can I pray for you this week? I've been praying for your family. And see how they respond. Because you know what happened to the woman at the well? You guys know. What happened? She found Jesus. And then you know what she did? She went and told the whole town. Then the whole town came running back. And you know what happens? When that one parent finds Jesus, your classroom size is going to double. I'm sorry. Because they're going to start bringing all their friends with all their little snotty-nosed kittens. And you're going to be like, whoa, what was I thinking? But that's because when somebody finds Jesus, they want everybody to know. Is that true? Yes. Wouldn't you love to be the one to lead one of your parents to Jesus? And then guess who comes to Jesus next? So he came again to Cana in Galilee, where he had made water into wine. And there was an official whose son was ill. We have gone from a Pharisee to the Samaritan woman to an official whose son is about to die. He needs healing. That's exactly who is in your class every week. It's hovering Harriet, it's demanding Dawn, but each one of them needs somebody to disciple them. Will you be the one? Now, if you're like me, you're thinking, Steph, I don't think you get it. I got 20 kids in the classroom. I'm just trying to get people not to have accidents, to not beat each other up, to make sure we finish our craft, and to make sure everybody knows the Bible story. Okay, is that your Sunday morning? Be honest, yes, you know it is. Okay, so I get that, I know. So how do we do this? Number one, I want you to commit on Sunday morning. First thing you're going to do, pray. Before you start your morning, commit to pray for your class and for the parents. And to pray and say, God, show me the one. Show me the official. Show me the Samaritan woman. Show me the Nick at Night, whichever one it is that needs you. And say, Lord, I'm going to be looking, and I'm going to be watching these parents that walk up. Can I tell you what's going to happen? All of a sudden, little Keisha's mom's going to come to the door, and all of a sudden, something in your heart's going to go, And something in your mind, excuse me, is going to go, that's the one. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? You know what? I don't know what to do. Well, don't panic, okay? You're going to just have a conversation. You're going to smile, and you're going to speak. So, look at your partner and smile. Okay? Now, I want you to speak to your partner like you don't really know your partner, and ask your partner something about, hey, how was your week this week? Ready, set, go. And y'all have to answer each other. I smile because I'm happy. I smile because I'm me. I smile because I'm happy as can be. I laugh because I'm happy. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 he 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 ha 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 he he he. Okay, I know it's a little strange, but it's a great way to get the kids' attention. So, smile. Did you know that your connectability to people just skyrockets off the charts? I'm not a numbers person, so I never can remember the exact number. So I just like to use the skyrocketing figure. But it skyrockets off the charts when you smile. I want you to do this. Practice. When you walk out this door, smile at every person. Just walk around with a smile. Okay? People are going to notice you. They're going to make eye contact with you because your connectability increases when you smile. I got tickled at Pastor Mike on the screen. Did you notice what was he doing the whole time? And he's got those perfect little white teeth. I was like, how's he do that? Okay? And he was just smiling the whole time. And how did you feel when you looked at him smiling? You were like, oh, look at the white teeth. Right? You just wanted to smile back at him. And he was just sitting there. Right? But it was because he was smiling. If you will just smile at your parents when they come and speak to them and say one kind thing. I am so glad you're here today. How was your morning? If you'll say that, you're going to hear how their morning was, right? Oh, girl, you don't want to know. Right? We're in the car seat and this car and, okay? But pray on Sunday morning, smile and speak, and then begin to know and recognize their personality styles, their parenting styles. Figure out where their children fall in line and begin to know and to recognize those things. Then, you're going to create a relationship with these people. You're like, now you're just sending me over the edge, Steph. Okay? Create a relationship with them by asking intentional questions. Ask them. So how long have you guys been at Houston's First? Do you know how long any of your families have been there? Because that can give you a sign about their spiritual growth and development. Tell me about your life group. What life group are you in? And for me, I'm a kids minister, so when I ask that question in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, because I'm fixing to go recruit in your classroom. But don't give away my secret. But ask them, what life group are you in? Because then you'll find out, oh, I'm not in a life. We're not in a life group yet. We just show up for worship. Okay? Well, that's a sign for you. Oh, we need to disciple them. Get them in a small group. Okay? Tell me what hour, where do you serve? What hour do you come to worship? Find out where they're serving. Do you serve in another ministry in our church? And find out where their passion is. Because if somebody says, oh yeah, I work with the homeless, or I do the mentoring, you're like, oh, okay. And that gives you subjects and information to talk about when you see them. Does that make sense? So we're going to build intentional relationships. Now, here's what I want you to do. Tell your partner one thing about yourself that they don't already know that you're passionate about. Ready, set, go. Be passionate. Now, when you see this person at church, you're going to be able to ask them about this one thing. What's something somebody shared? What are you passionate about? Singing! Oh, so when we see each other, I may say, well, what's your favorite song? Do you watch The Voice? Are you in choir? You know, get to know them about singing, okay? Somebody else over here, what are you passionate about? What? Animal rescue. And then you can start saying, well, tell me about animal rescue. What animals, what dogs, cats, and then, somebody will have a story. Okay? So, find out what the parents in your classroom are passionate about and have that conversation. Now, that's what you're going to do on Sunday morning. You're going to pray. You're going to smile. You're going to speak. You're going to begin to know and recognize these personalities, these parenting, where their children fall in the birth order. You're going to start knowing these things, recognizing these things, creating intentional relationships. You're going to start listening for, who's the one, who's the one, who's the one. For me, I'll give you a little secret. I have a new thing that I love to do, and it's called Zumba. And I love to do Zumba. So, I'm in Zumba one day, and I'm always praying, because I love to watch, say, okay, God, where are you at work? Whose life are you working in? Who needs to know Jesus? I'm all about this. And so, one day I'm just sitting there, doing my Zumba thing, and all of a sudden, I just feel this little, how about your Zumba teacher? I'm like, you're crazy, look at her go up there. I'm having this conversation with the Lord. Do you do that? And so, don't tell anybody I tell the Lord. He's crazy, but he understands. And so, I'm having this conversation, but then it won't leave me. And so, sure enough, I'm praying, Lord, how can I tell Shavonna about Jesus? How can I tell her? I need you to make a specific time where it's just me and her, and then I'll try to say something, and then I got this wild hair idea. I could give her a song, and she could make up kids worship dances, moves, for kids worship. And I'm thinking all this in my head, it's the Holy Spirit getting me all excited, and I'm like, I can't just be like, excuse me, in the middle of Zumba. I need it, So I'm like, how am I going to do this, Lord? And one day, no kidding, the whole place is packed where I go to do my Zumba class, so I have to park way out by this gas station. And I pull in, there's only one spot left, I get out, a car pulls up, I'm starting to walk in. Guess who parked next to me? Shavonna. And I was like, so in my head I'm going, okay, Jesus, what do I say? Do I ask her about the song? Do I bring that up right now? Do I just burst out, I'm a kids minister, come to my church? What do I do, right? And so I'm like praying this in my head the whole time. Okay, Lord, what are we going to do here? Come on. Well, when she gets out, her 5th grade daughter gets out with her. Now, I can talk to the 5th grader, all right? So I was like, yes. So I was like, hey, Shavonna. And she's like, hey. And I was like, is this your daughter? And she said, yes. So I just started this conversation with her little 5th grader. And I got stupid about her little 5th grader. And then I said, you know what, Jada? I would love for you to come to my church sometime. I said, I get to help lead the kids ministry, and I would love for you to come. And her mom said, oh, well, where do you go? And so I told her, and we were talking about it, and she said, well, maybe we can come sometime. And she said, honestly, I know the Lord, and I used to teach praise dance at my old church before, and I'm like, girl, you don't know what I have going for church. I got plans. I'm thinking recruit. Right? I don't even know if she really knows Jesus yet, but we'll get there. So anyhow, we had this great conversation. We talked about it. She said, seriously, maybe we can come visit your church sometime. And I said, awesome. So then we went, we did Zumba, and then I had to miss Zumba for a couple of times. And so then the next week, I'm like on the treadmill running because I messed up the time I was supposed to be at Zumba. So I'm on the treadmill running, and I see her go in there, and I got my music, I'm like, getting my Jesus song. And I'm like, all of a sudden, it's like, just go in there and ask her. Just go in there and ask her to do a song for kids. And I'm like, this is insane. I'm sweating, I'm nasty, and I get off the treadmill and I'm going in there. And I run in there because I learned this new song. It's called It's Your Season. And I'm really into it. It's about it's your season to be blessed. I can play it for you later. And so, anyhow, I run in there and I'm like, Shavonna, I just have to tell you something. And she said, okay, what? And I said, I really would love for you to do some motions to a song for kids worship. And she's like, girl, I will do that for you. That you don't have to pay me. I was thinking, oh, I wasn't planning on paying you. Thank you for the blessing. And so I was like, okay. And you know what she said? I'll be happy to do that for you. That would be my gift, to the Lord. And I was like, okay. And she said, well, just pick out a song. I was like, I got one. I got one right here. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, here, let me pull it up. I pulled it up. And she goes, and she starts going like this. She said, I love that song. I said, you know my song? She's like, I know your song. And I was like, do you have it on your phone? Because you can start making up motions. And she's like, I got it. And so then I missed this week too. So next week I'm going in, right? But it's all because God laid down my heart for her. And I don't know what God's going to do with it. And it doesn't matter. But you know what's happened to me? My faith muscle has grown. Because I've seen God at work. And this is what I want to encourage you. When you're at the door, when parents are coming to drop off their kids, when parents are coming to pick up their kids, start praying and looking and say, God, who do you want me to disciple? Who do you want me to build a relationship with? Tell me, and then you know what will happen? He will do it. He will make a way, and you pray for that parent intentionally. Now, here's some things I want you to do as well. Now, this is going to really get your game face on. Like, we're going Super Bowl speed here, okay? So look at somebody and say, get your Super Bowl gear on. You got to say it. Get your Super Bowl gear on. All right, because we're going Super Bowl speed. Here's what I want to ask you to do. Because if you were teaching at my church, I've been begging our leaders to do this. Just do it, please, somebody in the world. Take your roster home. Find a way to take your class list home. Make an email distribution list on your computer. If you're like me, it might take you an hour. Some of you, it'll take you 10 minutes, okay? Make an email distribution list, and every week send out an email to your parents. It can be something as simple as, I'm praying for you all this week. This is what I'm praying for you, and give them a verse that you're praying. It can be, hey, guess what we're doing this Sunday? We are learning about Esther. And you tell them a little bit about Esther. Give them tips on raising their children, positive guidance, whatever you want it to be. But create an email list and begin to communicate with them through email. Second, now you ready? Super Bowl. Put their cell phone numbers in your phone. And text them. And just say, hey, Mr. Brown, this is Miss Stephanie, Johnny's life group teacher. Just wanted you to know we're praying for your family this week. Do you know what that does for a parent? It is so, is anybody in here a parent? How does that make you feel when somebody is praying for you? You're like, hallelujah, right? Okay, get their numbers in your phone and text them. Now, be careful. Because when they have a complaint, they're going to text you, okay? But some of the greatest relationships can come out of a complaint. I know that's happened to me in ministry. When people say, hey, this or that has happened, and we can walk through that together, okay? How many of you have, like, Remind on your phone? That Remind or Group Me? Y'all have Remind or Group Me? Like, I have Remind for our kids' worship leaders, so I have a group on here. So anytime during the week, I can just send them a group text, one person, and they all get it. It's like a class announcement, and then they can reply to me. You can make a Remind for your class. Now, are you ready, Super Bowl speed? Schedule a play date for your class. After church one Sunday, say, can we use the playground at church? And invite parents to come. You can provide food if you want. Everybody brings $5 or however you want to do it. Or say, hey, let's all meet at the Bouncing Bears, jump-a-thon thing, or whatever you want to do with your group. But schedule a play date for the kids in your class. That way, what's going to happen to you? Who are you going to meet? Who are you going to connect with? You're going to see how they parent. You're going to understand why little Johnny acts the way little Johnny does. Okay? Then, I don't know if you guys have date night at your church where parents can bring kids. Do y'all have that one? Plan for your class parents to get together and just say, hey, I want you to get to know some other families with kids your age. On date night this week, if you drop your kids off, we're all going to Willie's for dinner. We're going to meet, if you'd like to meet us there. Think about what that can do to your relationship, because the best relationships are formed outside of church. Because everybody's like this in here, right? I don't know about you guys, but when I get to play in, what's that dice game I just went? Bunco. When we all get together and play Bunco, Anybody else? Okay. So you really get to know people. So schedule a play date. Now here's the last one. I want to challenge you, Super Bowl speed, to do a home visit to each child. Some of y'all just went, whoa, it's like me over the edge. Now our church, it's easier for our church because we have a visitation type thing. It's faith evangelism on Sunday nights. So we go out and visit families that come to visit our church on Sunday morning, and we take them a little gift bag. So that's kind of set up so that teachers can go ahead and have home visits. But especially if you have a child that you're struggling with, you're dealing with, that's really hard, or it's a new family and you've heard that something's going on, schedule a visit. And you don't even actually have to schedule it. We don't really schedule ours. We just show up with the bag. And the trick is, you got to have a gift. Because at first they're like, oh my goodness. They're like, we brought you a gift. And I'm like, oh, cool. Okay? So bring a gift with you. But see about doing some home visits. Because God has given you these children and these parents to disciple and to teach and to love and to help. So what are you going to do with them in 2017? This is your chance. Now, you can leave out this room and say, you know what, the lady's crazy, I'm not doing that. Or you can say, I'm going to pick one thing this year that I'm going to begin to disciple the families in my class. So I want you with your partner to think about what is the one thing that I could do with parents or families this year. Ready? I want you to share it with your partner so you'll have it down before you leave. I'm going to give you about 1 minute. Yes, it's wonderful. Are you ready? Are you ready to connect with parents? Connect with parents. You can really do it. You can really do it this year. This year. Are you ready? Okay, game face is on. Mac and cheese, cookies and milk. You and your what? Parents. All right. Have a great night. Enjoy your next snack.
We have gift cards.
Oh, we have what?
Gift cards.
Oh, we have door prizes. Oh, door prizes.
Okay, so the first, you have to go there where my husband is. The first one to get there and tell us who are the players for the Super Bowl.
Oh, for the two teams in the Super Bowl. On your mark, get set.